Hello and welcome to another episode of On Location with Gabby and Harvey. As always, I am Gabby, and today I'm actually joined by Harvey. Um, Someone had run into some tech issues while we had our guest, so we decided we would have him here. So we're going to do our very best to manage, pivot, and shift to make sure that we make this happen. My awesome guest for today is the amazing artist that I got to bump into at the Together Edmonton Festival. Yeah, she's nodding
Yes.
along, so that's the one. Yeah.
hmm
Um, Everyone, can I introduce Samadhi?
I Hello, my name is Samadhi. I'm a clay artist. Trying to do other stuff as well, but predominantly clay right now. Yeah, and I'm in Edmonton, and I'm chill and I vibe and I make things.
That's awesome. That we have not been making things as of late, but I, that's
Is
how
it
the
the
creative
broken
journey goes.
computer?
It's the tools, right? It's the tools, not
It's
us.
never the creator.
That's right. Correct. So first off the top, I kind of wanted to ask because we had bumped into each other at the Together Festival. I was kind of
hmm
volunteering with the Fascination people, but as
hmm
everyone there knows me as the popcorn guy.
hmm hmm
And yeah, we interacted because Gabby said a bunch of foot and mouth Gabby things, and then you're like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "Well, now we're friends."
Yeah.
Um, but while we were there, you were showcasing kind of your artwork and like your pieces. Can I ask you, like, how did you kind of get into art? Was it something that you kind of did as a child? Did you later get into it? Why clay?
Mm. Hmm. I think this is something I'm trying to understand myself. Like as a kid, I was always very creative. I was in like art class all throughout every year of my like junior high school because I moved here in elementary, grade 6. So all throughout that time, I was very creative, but I really didn't see it as anything super important to my life. Like I was more pushed by family to go towards more the sciences and the computing. Like that's why I picked computing science, but I was pushed towards like more sciences, engineering, ooh, math. And I was good at it because I guess my brain was like tuned to that as well. So I really I was able to pass through everything. But creativity has always been something that was in me. Like I was part of the tech theater club growing up in high school, and I created like props for some of the shows. And I was in my art class, and I was doing like there was like an extracurricular drawing class that we did for like 3 hours, and I just stay until like 10 p.m. sometimes and just like draw and go crazy. But then once I graduated, like I don't know if you know, like just brown culture and the state of the world and trying to find like stability and money and having a stable life kind of pushed me towards computing science. But even in computing science, like I chose to pursue game design and game development. So I made a bunch of games in university. I won like game of the year in like 2020, which was really nice and good and awesome.
That's
But
sick.
yeah, thank you. Yeah, I again like I still devalued it somehow just because in my brain it was like, oh, it's just creative stuff. Like that's not, uh,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it's like that, right?
yeah.
um, and then even got into like a game company, so Inflection Games in Edmonton. I got an internship in there, which is really cool. But when I finally graduated and I kind of like was thrown into the real world a little bit, I was like, oh, I feel like I've really suppressed this creative part of myself, and doing more of the technical, more like sciencey left brain things kind of became really draining. And I kind of got into like a depressive lull almost. And talking to my partner, talking to my friends, talking to family, I realized very quickly, oh, okay, I need to be creative. If I don't, I'm gonna combust. I'm gonna burn. Uh, so yeah, that's like I almost felt like doing clay was like an experiment that I could just always fail and like nothing would go wrong kind of situation. So I just jumped right into that, and then yeah, that was like literally 2024, so last year, like the 2024 Together Chinatown event was my first ever market.
Oh my
And
gosh,
yeah,
that's awesome. No, like,
yeah.
okay, well then I have a few things I wanted to touch on, but I guess we'll touch on that first. Is like
Okay.
how how did that kind of go? Were you kind of nervous? Like for people who are trying to get into like their first market and everything, like
Hmm.
I know that everyone's gonna say like yes, of course you're nervous and everything. Like what's kind of like the feeling to kind of be in it and then kind of like go through the days? I'm assuming days, right?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then when it's kind of like wrapped.
Oh, so like sort of like the lead up, the preparation, and then the
Mhm.
event itself, and then the aftermath.
Yes.
um, yeah. So I actually am like again because I was a very creative person. All of my friends ended up being very creative people. So I had a lot of friends in markets already, and they were like, "Oh, like this is a thing that happens, and you can do this, and we're noticing that you're sad. Maybe you should try." And I was like, "Okay." I know it's kind of funny, but like I think that's what wait, what was I saying? Yeah, like that's kind of like what sort of sparked the curiosity to trying markets. And then yeah, it took like so I made 100+ items for my first ever market.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I was like, I need to prepare. I need to, and honestly, good thing because that market was really, really successful.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I sold out on a lot of stuff, which is yay,
Oh,
yippee.
that's awesome. But
Yeah,
like
but
doing a
yeah,
100 plus things, like how long did that take? That can't be.
like maybe like 3 to 4 weeks, I would say. Yeah. So every market since then, I've been making like I try to hit 100 items, where I'm like, okay, I have this much. Yeah,
So you said you started like a year ago? So did you
yeah,
only start like actually playing or and creating with clay for a year?
yeah,
And you're already so like because we saw some of your stuff
yeah.
and we're like, wow,
Oh,
this has got
thank
to
you.
be years of
Oh,
like practice and work because it's like
oh my
so
gosh.
detailed. Like how did you
Oh.
go from you're already selling and making things and selling it a year later?
Harvey's real question is, don't lie to us. What's
No.
the first medium that you were actually into? Because
I'm
yeah,
actually a secret artist genius and
super prodigy. Yeah.
super, yeah, whatever. No, like before that market, I did like the friends that were doing markets already, I made a few items, like I think around like 30 items, and had them have it at their table and then like kind of like to see like if I liked clay. So that was like my first time. But yeah, I've always been hands-on, always been very creative, like wanting to make things with fingers and hands. It just comes almost naturally a little bit to me, and I see it as like a puzzle to solve. So like if I have an idea, a concept, I first draw it out, and then I'm like, can I do this? Is it possible? Physics, will you work with me today? And then like I just mess around and then see if it works. Like I have a piece here that I was like, oh, I can maybe show you guys. Um, this guy right here. Oh gosh, maybe that might be a little blurry. This is a commission that I made for one of my customers. She just walked up to my booth and was like, "Oh, can you make this for me?" But like, for example, these little branches, oh, right here, there's metal inside of it. And before, when I made things like this, I didn't put metal, and they would just snap, and like that was really scary. So like, just figuring things like that out, and I'm like, wow, I can put metal inside of it.
Did your background in computing science like ever help at all in this situation, or is it completely a different world?
Um, I feel maybe like okay. I think as a person I grew and like I sort of saw computing science is very difficult. I don't know. Yeah. It kind of especially the U of A program, it's very like technical and you do a lot of math and you kind of mess around with a lot of engines and a lot of programs and it's a lot of puzzle solving. So maybe that kind of built my resilience to it. Yeah, I see like as a person I really grew like in that sort of like, oh, something's difficult, well, I don't care.
Oh,
I'll figure it out. Like it's okay if it's difficult, that's part of the process. So yeah, that kind of built I think my resilience. And yeah, even like the game development side, like that really helped me figure out iteration and like being like, okay, this first idea didn't work, so let's try something else. Let's try something else. That was also something. Yeah.
See, the reason why I kind of like wanted to ask about that is because doing some game design, I don't know if you did any like a little bit of 3D modeling or anything that might have. No, not at all.
No. I actually want to get into it. That's something that like I have a lot of concepts and ideas, like original ideas that I want to hopefully make into 3D designs like at some point. But yeah, I did not touch 3D design at all. Yeah. I don't know, man. I always like making things with my hands. So it's just been something that I picked up. Does that
Oh,
answer?
no,
Yeah,
that's no,
really
that's great.
cool. Wow.
That's
Oh.
like I was gonna say, like, when you said computing science is like really hard. So like someone when they came out of high school, won't name names, had no idea what he wanted to do.
Ah,
And
me
my
too.
dad,
Yeah.
who was like um had his degree computing
Yeah.
science and everything, was like, hey son, why don't you do computing science? And I was like, hey dad, I really hate math and physics. Does this have math and physics? And he's like, why don't you just do computing sciences? So a year into this, I was like, this is pure math and science. And I don't know why, like I guess because the internet wasn't really a thing back when I thought when I was going into it, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make games. But I think I was thinking like the 3D modeling side, and it
Yeah.
was the like code this and
Mm-hmm.
sit down and shut up and figure out why it doesn't work side.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yep.
so yeah, so I definitely, when you're like, yeah, I did this, and I'm like, yeah. And then
That is
after that, I
difficult.
was
Yep.
like, I don't think I'm good on the math and physics side, and I guess the left brain side. So
Yeah.
I went
Yeah.
into like more the right brain creative arts side.
I got
Yeah,
you. Yeah, I got you.
because it was very much like I could endure this for another 4 years, but like
What
this brought
then?
me like no
Mm-hmm.
joy, zero joy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I was gonna say you had talked a bit about like how like things could feel like kind of soul draining, and you made the joke about like, like was sad, drew from sad, and that helped
Mm-hmm.
kind of create.
Mm-hmm.
Um, did you find that like on kind of your journey until you got into the art side of it, things kind of felt meh? And then was it because you were kind of like trying to suppress those art dreams and like art feelings deep down?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think like because immigrant family, right? And
Mhm.
like part of immigrant family, I don't know if you relate, is
Immigrant
if
family, yes.
immigrant family,
Oh,
immigrant
oh,
family,
yes,
hell
yes,
yeah, we're
yeah,
all in this together.
that's
But
right.
like part of it is coming from like a scarcity mindset, and coming from like almost like always you're in survival mode, right? So my parents came from Sri Lanka, and it was we left basically at the end of the civil war. It was like a 30-year civil war, so very steeped in that sort of survival. Like you need to go the path that is like most traveled so that you can guarantee success. So that was sort of what was like drilled into my head growing up, and for good reason, in terms of like, again, my parents want the best for me. Bad in terms of you just ignore everything that you are about. So like on the note of computing science, before that I did a year of engineering actually, and that was again because my parents pushed me towards it, right? And it was like 6 months of like, oh, like just complete like not feeling like I was being myself, not really putting myself down. The courses and subjects are extremely difficult, way more than computing science, I would say. So it was just like beating down on like who I am and who I wanted to become. And so like when I moved to computing science, I did that with the goal of like maybe I can touch more on like my creative side, because I wanted to focus on game development. And I was like, in my head though, it still was very much like, oh, it's like the compromise of like I'm still doing computer stuff and still doing tech things. And my parents will still be happy with me,
They
you
will
know?
still be- It just reminds me of like, is it Jeremy Lin that had to like get his degree and doctorate before he could play basketball or something? And
Really?
like, yeah,
There's a
it's
lot of
there's
stuff.
so
Oh my
many
gosh.
stories where like
Mhm.
there's some very creative and amazing people, but like
Mhm.
they have the whole story of like same thing, immigrant parents who are like, better become a lawyer, engineer, doctor before you
Yeah.
do whatever you're gonna do. After you
Yeah.
get that, you live your
You can
life
do
as you
whatever.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Once you're
So
35 to 40, then you can
yeah, that's
figure it
right.
out.
Once we can be proud and say you're this, you can do whatever
Yes.
you want. So
Mhm.
with that kind of, I wanted to ask, is there any kind of advice that you would have given yourself when you started on this kind of artistic journey that you thought would help you?
Mm, like when I'm looking at my mindset when I first started, right? Like when I was kind of like the end of the sad, but not really, still kind of in there. Um,
I like how we're using it.
Yeah,
yeah, I have to define it somehow.
it's great.
I would say like just try. Just make something. Just don't even worry about people seeing it. Um, just get your hands dirty. Like try different things. Like make something out of cardboard. Take some watercolors and just go woo. Like just try. Because I feel like the perfectionism of like I think that's also something that like people it comes from the immigrant mindset again of like you need to be successful, you need to make sure that your life you know where it's going, get money. But like basically, right?
The is like the realest part for me. Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
Like it comes from a sense I think of like perfection where like you are trying to make sure that everything goes according to plan. It doesn't have to, and most of the time it won't, and that's okay. And that's life. Like that's I think what I would sort of really trying to emphasize, like just building an environment where you can just do. Doing is important. Sitting and thinking about it, not so good sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gabby and I can definitely relate as like filmmakers,
Oh yeah.
but it's just like still one of those things that we're also constantly trying to get out of because it's when
Mm,
we put videos and things out there, everyone has to see it. So for us, I feel like it's always like slowed down
yeah.
our
like
process of getting stuff out.
Oh
I will
yeah.
say it does hinder because there's so many times like some of our favorite projects that we've made were not beloved by the public as much,
Ugh,
right?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
some of the stuff we made were like, oh, this doesn't really take much. Everyone's like, more of this, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, well, I don't want to make more of this. I want to make more of the other
yeah,
thing that like
yeah.
you don't like, and it's such
Mm,
a weird balance. Have
yeah.
you like kind of experienced like you said that like you had done the markets and everything? Did like the input from I guess your audience, your buyers and everything kind of steer you in a different direction, or have you kind of been
Mm.
like, listen, I make what I want to make and you'll buy it and shush and leave me a good review?
Leave me alone. Like that? No. Um, let me think about that. Like I think I relate to that a lot too. Like the whole like you make something and you don't know if people are gonna like it. Um like I've had so one of my popular items like in the beginning when I was first like making stuff was like this Totoro earring that I used to make, and it was just a little Totoro with like a little leaf, and I was like, wow, it's so cute. And then it became like people really liked it, really liked it a lot. And I was like, oh boy, okay, I guess I'm making Totoro. And then I made so many of them, so many of them. And then at some point, I just realized that I hated making it.
Like if I see another Totoro in my life, it'll be too soon. Yeah. Yeah.
So, like, um, I just didn't want to make it anymore, so I stopped. And that was like it when it gets to that point where you're like, mm-mm, I can't do it anymore. You just gotta because there's no more love put into it. Like I think there's a balance between like again what the audience wants and then like what you want. Like my version of like embracing that balance is I stopped the Totoro, but now I'm creating like the Koroks, right? Where I'm like, okay, I switched to like something else that I know people will love. That I'm like, okay, I can sustain myself with this for a little bit, but then if I get tired of that, I will stop that as well. Like I think that's okay.
I was going to ask you because you said the kind of first market you got into was that Together market where we met.
Hmm. Hmm.
Can I ask how you kind of got into that market and like how did you kind of find it? You said like via friends.
Yeah, the friends, they were having markets before that, and then I kind of like experimented and gave them a few items to like see if it would sell. And then I think they kind of mentioned the Chinatown market, and then I applied for it. And then I got in. And specifically the Together Chinatown market is like they're so sweet. The organizers are super into like culture and like making sure that Edmonton is represented and like also Chinatown is represented. So they were really into like showcasing up and coming artists. So me being like very new, they accepted it, which is really, really sweet. And then yeah, that's how I found it. Like through friends, but also online, trying to like look at a bunch of things. Yeah, and that's how I find most of my markets. Like Instagram's really good because once you follow one market, you can kind of the algorithm kind of recommends it. Or if you look up like upcoming markets in Edmonton, you can kind of find the list of them, and then you have to apply. Yeah.
Is there one that you're eyeing that would be like your like? I would love to have like a giant booth here.
Actually, I got into Animathon in August.
Ooh,
Yeah, so
yeah, we'll see you there.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
be there?
yeah.
Nice. Okay, I have a booth there. It's not like a crazy big booth. I'm just focusing on like volume and making as much as possible because it's like 3 days and I think it's 10-hour days.
Oh, I was gonna say, other than on booths, do you sell stuff online as well?
Yeah, I have an Etsy. And like I'm actually in the making of a website because one thing that like I really want to develop is like, and I think I've already sort of developed it, is like a very consistent brand and like my own original characters and like just my own little universe, my own little bubble of silly little creatures. So I've been creating a website, but right now my Etsy is pretty lacking, but I have been selling online. My first order actually was like a Korok from someone in the US, and then since then it's been really like consistent, like 1 or 2 orders per month kind of thing, which is really cool. I don't even expect
Oh
any,
my
so
gosh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Throughout all of this, I realized
Hmm.
that like we never actually went over the name that you used to sell under
Oh,
once and
oh,
how you got to it and like probably something we should do. But like how can you let us know how to say it and how did you come up with it?
okay. So it's Sma-dun-did-it because my name is Sma. People call me Sma. My name's Samadhi, but it's also Sma. How did I come up with it? Like it's like done did it, but then I put Sma in front of it.
Genius prodigy.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, like I
Applause,
did
applause.
do it, so I've done did it. So yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so yeah, people giggle when they read my name, which is really nice. I was honestly like over like the course of an hour, I was like thinking about names, and then I was like, okay, this is silly. And I am the kind of person where I can't take like I take things seriously, but my form of seriousness is very playful. So if I don't have something playful in it, it doesn't feel like who I am. So Sma-dun did it. So
Oh,
like good energy,
yeah.
good stuff.
How would someone? Oop, excuse this way. How would someone um commission ask commission something from you?
Oh my goodness. Um, you could honestly like again, I have an Instagram. It's Sma-dun-did-it on Instagram, and you can message me. That's what I have right now. Again, with the website that I'm developing, I'm hoping to create a commission form, but that is like it's a bit slow. So for right now, just message me. Just be like, hey, here's this thing that I want, and I'm like, that's cool. I can do it.
But like they can't commission stuff you've done in the past because you're done with it. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Oh, you're like, nah, get out of here.
Yeah, get out of here. No, no, I can definitely like make more. So for example, this one, this little Korok guy, was a commission that like someone just messaged me and was like, hey, I would like it. And I was like, cool. And then I posted it on my story, and then another person messaged me. I was like, oh my God, I want one. I was like, okay. And then they were like, here, take my money. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
I guess I'll do that. Yeah.
Okay,
Um,
cool.
anything that you're kind of um working on or like just I guess like sneak peek what can folks expect at like Animathon?
Oh, I have a whole bunch of concept drawings. that I don't know if I can share. I could share.
Oh,
Sneak
Ooh,
peek.
okay. There are none of it is a promise. Let me see if I can
Okay.
open up the software. Oh
all of
gosh.
it is a journey.
Literally.
I just
No promises. That's
Yeah.
all I can say because I was just like ideating and coming up with some silly ideas. Also, my concept drawings are often very bad and like they look like something, but the vision does not equate the final product. That's
It's
what I
just
was
3 scribble lines. That's just yes. Don't you see it? And I'm like,
literally, yeah. Let me see. Okay. I have it up. How do I share? I can share. I know how to do that.
share.
Share screen.
Do we have the technology?
Share tab window. Ah, here we go. Sure. Yes. Do you see it?
Ooh,
Ooh. Ooh.
that's so
Oh.
cool.
Yeah. So I was like thinking of like some specifically anime slash game sort of ideas. So I have Ponyo. I don't know if you can tell if that's Ponyo. And like the Koroks, and then some Ghibli, Kiki's delivery service, and then fish. I love fish. I don't know why. I
Is
just
it your
want to
favorite
make fish.
animal?
It just has like a nice energy to it. It kind of gives me like Animal Crossing. So I'm like, we gotta do fish.
Nice energy.
Literally. And then here I was thinking of some pins. Again, this is like I was ideating, so I
These
have
are
no
so
idea.
cute. I love the little ducks too.
Oh, thank
That's a
you.
repeating theme, the little duck with the leaf.
Yeah, I really like the little leaf hat guys. And then this is yeah, look how silly. Look how dumb it looks.
Can I just say, like
Yep.
this, like the creative process of it
Mm-hmm.
would
Mm-hmm.
make like a really good shirt.
You think so? Just
Yeah,
like
like if you
they're
just had
dumb.
like the process of how to, I think it'd be sick.
Oh, awesome. Honestly, that would be awesome. I think so. Like this is like another thing where like I primarily work in clay, but
Mhm.
I want to focus more on creating like things that really resonate with me, that feel like cozy and comfy and like just like for example, I have these little cows and I have like milk and I have this chicken. Like I really want to like just make cutesy things. Yeah.
If you ever, I know you do a lot more clay stuff, but if you
Mhm.
ever do like plushies, I would love a giant plushie of one of those cows or ducks.
This one right here.
Or that frog. Honestly, all of them.
Oh my gosh. Like yeah, again, like this is like my silly version of drawing. So yes, it does come off. I agree with you. It like has like an energy of like just very silly, very goofy.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then yeah, I usually make like some Hollow Knight sculptures. I don't know if y'all have played it before.
Of
So I'm
course, yes. On it.
planning to do that. These are like some original characters. They do not look like this.
Mm.
But they're like that. Oh yeah, this one I can actually show you.
Is that a turtle?
No, it's a ladybug. I have a wait, hold on. Can I okay, I'll stop presenting for a minute. But I'm making like a post bug series where it's like yeah, they're a bunch of bugs and they
Oh my
carry mail.
god.
So this is
Okay.
yay, look at them.
So,
Wow,
so adorable. So cute.
Yeah.
thank you.
Would you ever consider like collaborations with other artists?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think that that's kind of part of the community aspect. Like one thing that you learn very quickly as an artist, and like even just doing markets or even in the online space, is like there's so many cool people, and they're all just very creative in their own way, and they all have different styles, and it's very inspiring. So like I would 100% like yeah, just 100%. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I haven't done anything yet, but I think that would be super super fun. Yeah.
One question that I kind of wanted to ask, because I
Mm.
always kind of ask this, especially when I detect fellow immigrant parents. Yeah, is because it was an interesting thing for like my parents to come out to like finally see a show
Mm.
or like whatever that I had created,
Mm.
get
Mm.
the reaction.
Mm.
Have your parents kind of course seen your work, and what did they kind of think and or
Hmm. Yes, now they're very supportive of me now because I had a lot of conversations with them.
ah,
I had to convince them, or like less of convince, but show them that I don't think I can do what they want me to do You know,
Mhm.
I can't be what they wish for me to be. I can only be who I am. That was like, it was a long process. It took like 6 years for them to finally be like, okay, we love you and support you.
Yeah.
Like, no, they loved me before, but
Okay.
you know what I mean?
I was like, oh my gosh, this is the real sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Years.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. But it very much like now, like my parents help me like set up for my markets. They're like always telling their friends and like the rest of my family about it. And like now it's like the fruits of that labor have been like are showing. But before it was very much like talking to them and like also on their part, like them realizing that, oh, doing something in the tech field isn't the only way to make money. Isn't the only way to like be like a person who has a fulfilling life. And again, that comes from like them unlearning a lot of their scarcity mindset and unlearning a lot of like what they expect from their kids and what success is. So it's a very, very long process. So they're now like really chill with it. But before they were like, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
What is this? Art?
What is
Yeah.
this? Yeah,
Yeah.
get out of here. You can buy this on Temu. What are you doing?
That's right. There's robots that make us know.
Yeah, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah. You're like, now I'm helping program them. No, so like, so yeah, I just wanted to say like,
Mm,
um, I appreciate
mm,
you coming on and chatting with us.
mm,
Yeah, for the folks at home, this is Miss
mhm,
Maddie, our Sma-dun-did-it.
mhm.
And we have been your guests, Gabby and Harvey. And this has been another episode of On Location with Gabby and Harvey. And we'll catch you at the next one. Bye.
Bye. Bye bye.